I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, on a normal, typical morning, we would shoot right over to our anchors, and they would lead us in the morning announcements, important information, and sometimes we have some staff also providing information and announcements, just like the other day we had Coach Wojtek and Coach Jackson introducing some of the tryout information for our intramurals. Over the course of the year, this is an opportunity for our students in classes to provide content, whether it be a awareness campaign for breast cancer or autism in April, or any of the other or monthly recognitions that we have. We have Hispanic Heritage Month coming up. We have Black History Month later in the year. So again, this is that opportunity to display student content within this Panther News on a daily basis. So that's really what the day would be like. And that is the purpose of tonight. So without any further ado, my name is Dr. Reynolds. I am the proud principal of West Rocks Middle School. This is actually my 6th year in this role. And I want to welcome you officially to the 2023-24, amazingly enough, back to school night. This tonight is really an opportunity to experience the day in the life of your child and your student. I'll kind of go through some of the logistics in just a minute. But really, we have a focus this year on creating an environment, and maybe you've read this in our Parent Square, my communications, focusing on building an environment which all members of the community feel safe, successful, and known. That's really safe, not only as an intellectual and academic, but also as an individual. So safe, yes, there are safety procedures and we have drills, but also in a classroom, do I feel safe enough to share my opinion, to disagree respectfully, right? All of those things. Have we created that environment in a classroom, in a school? Am I successful? Yes, academically as an intellectual. What are my scores like? What are my grades? What are my GPA? But successful as an individual as well. What are my personal goals? What are my growth goals? Have I had some peer conflicts in the past that I'm going to work through? Am I working on persistence and homework and things along those lines too. So again, that successful piece. And also known. We've done a really good job of focusing, and especially that first half of the year, around relationship building. We took a lot of time prior to the start of the year as a faculty and staff on developing a common language and implementing that, and getting to know one another as both an academic, like what are my goals academically? What are my gaps? What am I really strong in? And also as an individual, where do I really shine? What are my interests? And do you know that I know that you really like this? So again, that safe, successful, and known, that framework that really we're building on, and really working that beginning of the year on community and relationships. Tonight, you will hopefully see some of that, see that in action, and you'll hear some of that language and examples as you travel through your child's day. When you went to homeroom today, you should be there now, your child's homeroom. You should have received your student's schedule. That is an A day. We're going to follow an A day. That's the top. And we're going to go right in order following that schedule and you're going to hear announcements, but you should have received also our schedule. So if your child is in grade 6, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way down. If you're in grade 7, you're going to follow that middle. And if you're in grade 8, you're going to follow where it says grade 8. Everybody is on the same times. So we're in homeroom till 6:30, and then I'll make an announcement at the end and then the beginning of the next period, the end and then the beginning of the next period, just to kind of move us along through the evening. I know there are some messages and notes that were posted and shared with families around unique classes that we have and experiences like band, chorus, music, gifted and talented, GT art. So if you just take note of the locations of where those teachers are going to be, if and when you want to seek them out, if they don't happen to be in the A-day schedule for your child. You're going to see some of our National and Junior Honor Society students, our student council leaders, as well as other students earning service are stationed around the building. You feel free to ask them for directions and where you can, whether a particular room is, bathroom, cafeteria, and or if you really need help and need to be escorted a little bit ways just because you got lost, it happens. You can ask them to walk you as well. If you have any questions, again, we have a staff everywhere. Please seek them out. You're going to hear from some other folks in just a few minutes. We have a great counseling team. You're going to hear from our grade level leaders, our dean of students, and our assistant principal. And then we'll wrap us up before we transition. Just two reminders. One, Nurse Michelle asked me to remind everyone, if you have medications and you have not given her your orders yet and/or need to drop it off or communicate, make sure you reach out to her. As well as if we have any of our grade 7 families, we have a few remaining around physicals. We definitely need to be compliant with our physicals, and you can reach out to her and/or me with any questions. You might have seen our PTA table in the front. We have a great group this year, and we have a table. We have flyers you can that were distributed. There's QR codes as well. There's a brand new Spiritware link. It's fantastic. They do a lot to support us, so we really need members in our PTA. We have a brand new website. We have membership forms. Again, lots of involvement is really what we're asking. I said this a few times in my communications, but I'll say it again. Frequently, parents think that when you get to middle school, we take a step back and let the kids do. However, we need just as much support as elementary school. So please, we implore you to sign up and participate in all of our activities as we move forward. With that, you're going to hear more about some policies, procedures, and expectations. And I'm going to pass this over to our assistant principal, Mrs. Beth Amaral.
Buenas noches, yo soy señora Amaral, la subdirectora, y aquí estamos esta noche para que todos ustedes puedan conocer los maestros de sus hijos. Y hay varias personas aquí disponibles que hablan español y estaremos aquí para ayudarlos y espero conocer a ustedes todos hoy. Good evening, I'm Mrs. Amaral. I am the assistant principal, proud assistant principal. This is my 5th year here at West Rocks. This is a really special place. It's really important for us to build our community of learners. And this evening, I'll just be walking around the building. I'm really hoping to meet each and every one of you to just kind of say hi. And if there's anything that I could do to assist you, I'm here to help. I'm going to pass it over now to Mr. Rogers, who is our Dean of Students.
Good evening, everybody. As Ms. Amaral said, I am the Dean of Students here. I made a transition last year. I was an ELA teacher for 25 years in this school, so this is a little different experience for me talking to you like this. I'm usually preparing to talk to my 7th grade ELA parents. The transition has been very smooth for me. A lot of the same priority I had as a teacher is the same as the Dean of Students. So the overall well-being of students at paramount, academically, socially, emotionally. But just some of the things I do are a little bit different now, like restorative conversations, conflict resolution. I'm here to help. Some of you already know me. So I'm here. I'm always here. So I'm here every day. So just make sure you reach out if you need to. I'm going to pass it to Ms. Walters, who is the 6th grade team leader.
Hello, everyone. As Mr. Rogers said, I am Dee Walters. I'm the 6th grade level leader. I am a reading and writing improvement teacher here at West Rocks. I've been here for 6 years. I'm located in room 213 if anyone wants to come see me. Basically, I just want to say that our 6th graders are getting adjusted to middle school, our new school, new routines, switching classes, multiple teachers, homework, transitions, lockers, and making new friends. So please be on the lookout for all the parent communications that come out. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Sable, our 7th grade level leader.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Sable, Miss Rebecca Sable. I'm the 7th grade leader, and I am also the literacy coach. This is my 21st year here at West Rocks. A couple things about grade 7 that will be going on this year. On October 25th at 7 a.m., students will be leaving for Nature's Classroom, and we will be there for 2 nights until October 27th at 3 p.m. Students will be going to Nature's Classroom in Iverton, Connecticut at Incarnation Camp. We will be having a student informational meeting next week to introduce our popcorn fundraiser that every student will have an opportunity to participate in, and it will be linked directly to their account so we know how much money they've raised for fundraising. Also be on the lookout for a parent meeting that we will have in the coming weeks as we prepare for Nature's Classroom. We will also have an end of the year field trip that's currently in the works. And when I have those details, I will share those with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at sableR@norwalkps.org. And now over to Miss Sarah Golding, our 8th grade leader.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sarah Golding. I've been here for 14 years. I'm the grade 8 team leader. I'm also the chorus teacher and the advisor for drama club. So stop by if you have questions because we're getting started next week. 8th grade is probably the busiest year of middle school. So you're going to be hearing a lot of communication, probably from me more so than maybe the other team leaders. In the fall, we have PSATs coming up, and throughout the winter and early spring, you're going to hear from the counseling team as well as myself about all the options that students have to make that transition to high school, whether it be Norwalk High, Brian McMahon, or any of the other possibilities. We'll also talk with you guys about course scheduling for next year, as well as we take a big overnight trip to Boston in the late spring. And then our really fun part of the year is our year-end experiences, celebrating and promotion. I will ask and echo what Dr. Reynolds said. 8th grade, we need a lot of parent involvement. We've worked really hard over the last few years to make those opportunities at the end of the year free for all students. But that means that we all have to work together and fundraise throughout the whole year to make that happen. And we're going to have a Krispy Kreme donut fundraiser and a couple other opportunities. So stay tuned to Parent Square and communication from me, because there'll be some fundraisers that apply directly to students' trips and some that apply to the whole class to help us with those year-end expenses. Again, reach out anytime, goldings@norwalkps.org. And now I'm going to turn it over to our counselors.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Brian Amaya. I'm the 6th grade school counselor, and this year we're working on the transition from elementary to middle school.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna DiTribble. I am the 7th grade school counselor. In 7th grade, we continue to work on self-confidence and interpersonal relationships with social-emotional learning.
And I am Mary Simone. I'm in my 8th grade year with my students, and we are working on high school transition this year. Now back to Mr. Reynolds.
All right, I think we almost made the 6:30. Pretty close. I'm just going to wrap us up. I know we plan, and sometimes, best laid plans. But again, as Atticus Finch said, tonight is an opportunity to get in somebody else's shoes or in somebody else's skin and walk around in it. And that is your opportunity to see your child's experience. 2 quick last parts. One, I want to thank everyone, especially our families and parents, for their support as we really implemented our cell phone policy this year. We are seeing much improved behaviors, less distractibility in the classroom, in the hallways. So I appreciate all of the families who were really supportive, have reached out and supportive if our kiddos make a mistake. And finally, we have our Pause After School program. You're going to see a QR code. Some of our teachers have it that will distribute. It's also in the main hallway. There's a QR code that you can scan. It is after school. We have activities, we have athletics, we have enrichment. It's a great program. So if you'd like to sign up, there's a sign right near our Learning Commons, our library, QR code, and Miss Katina Allen is our director. She's a special education teacher here. So you can reach out to her as well. Just a plug. We still have some spots left, but they will fill up, especially as we begin transportation and busing, which will happen within the next week or so. With that, thank you very much for coming tonight. Please take advantage of all of this, our whole school. Make sure you see everybody who you want to see and be able to ask questions. Again, tonight is not an individual conference night. It's really about an overview of the courses. So we are not looking at individual conferences about one particular student. If you would like that, you can reach out to counselor or teacher, but really enjoy tonight and make sure you get all the information you possibly can. With that, this homeroom is now over. And if you just make sure you can double check with your homeroom teacher, but you're going to go to WIN and we're going to follow our normal schedule. So you'll be in WIN. And I'll give you a minute or two to transition until 6:42. And that's a whole school, what I need, enrichment intervention, and some of the other requirements. So everyone's going to go to WIN until 6:42. I'll wait for a little by 6:35 to make an announcement. With that, good luck and have a great night. Thanks for coming out.